Now, as the national criticism facing that Wike-Fubara agreement grows, there is even more confusion, with Governor Fubara appearing to endorse the deal, banging on about no sacrifice being too great to achieve peace or something along those lines. So what's the best chance for peace in Rivers State? And can that peace be attained in flagrant violation of the law? Or is that something that the people of Rivers State and indeed all Nigerians will likely accept, or will it be a case of having to accept? Well, let's cross live to Port Harcourt and speak with the lawyer Chris Itamunola, who was a former special advisor on inter-party affairs and labor relations to former Governor Nyesom Wike. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Itamunola, for joining us. What do you know about what transpired at that meeting between President Tinubu, Minister Nyesom Wike and Governor Sim Fubara, from the perspective of Mr. Wike, who you served under as a special advisor when he was governor?
Well, if you are asking me what I know about it, I wasn't present, so anything I say will be hearsay. But the important thing is, at the end of the day, a document was purported to have been executed by the parties that were present, which included my very governor, Sim Fubara. I could only deduce the nature of the actions that took place in that particular scrum room after listening to the commentary of Chief David Briggs, who incidentally was present with them at the sitting. And according to him, it was like putting a gun on the head of the governor to sign. How can you be threatening somebody? How can you be hoodwinking someone with matters of the Supreme Court and related things? And I was also, from the statement that I got from Chief David Briggs, the president just came out and in the course of the transaction, a document emanated that the parties had to execute. But that's not my point of interest. It doesn't matter that, it wouldn't matter to me that the governor executed that document alongside with other parties and whatsoever. What I know as a lawyer for about 36 years is administration cannot be, an agreement cannot be founded on illegality. Once a transaction is a breach of the statute, in this case, our ground norm, the 1999 Constitution, it wouldn't matter whether it's 1 million people that gather themselves together to executing that document, it will go to no issue. And I weep. You know, my pain is, you see, we are talking about the presidency. If indeed it was true that such a document emanated from the presidency for purpose of execution, and let me quickly underscore this point. The presidency is nothing without the law. The governor of Rivers State and the office of the governor of Rivers State will be nothing without the law. None of them, I mean, they are precedent. If we respected them, if we are respecting them, it grows. But the foundation is the law, and that law is the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So let's look at the content of that particular document that was purportedly executed. Now you are saying that House members that voluntarily moved from their original party, PDP, cross-carpeted to another party, APC, now that in breach of the provisions of the law, section 1091G, that they should be brought back. They, according to the law, they automatically lost their seat. I mean, for goodness sake, that's imperious for anybody. The institutions must be made, you know, to be stronger than the persons. In this particular case, the president, in case this transaction got orchestrated by him, must know that the president is respected because of the law, and it can't be assumed to be stronger than the law itself. It speaks without any gainsaying the fact that these former lawmakers automatically lost their seat. What we should be talking about now should be another election. And I've taken time to listen to your earlier guests, and it wouldn't matter. Of course, there has to be an enforcement. There has to be an institution. You are talking about a local standard. Of course, the PDP has capacity, has the local stand to go to court.
Right. So let me come in here, Mr. Itamunola. Thank you very much indeed for the way you set out the case there. I'm interested in knowing what your relationship was like with Mr. Wike when you served under him.
Look, Mr. Wike was a no-nonsense man. Under the watch of Mr. Wike, he will never tolerate what is taking place here. Mr. Wike, the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, was navigated into office by our mother, former first lady of the nation, Patience Jonathan. Mr. Wike never allowed her to meddle into his affairs. The current president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one time was a sitting governor of Lagos State. He never allowed Obasanjo to meddle into his own affairs. Why are we allowing this? It is sickening. It is painful. It is nauseating. It is nauseating. In the Federal Capital Territory, where Mr. Wike is operating as the minister, he assumed himself to be the Alpha and Omega. As a matter of fact, he's operating as though he's the president. Why won't you? I mean, let's appreciate the fact that he orchestrated the current governor, Fubara, into office. Okay, we appreciated that. But at the end of the day, haven't done that. It's no longer Wike. It's not longer about the federal minister. It's now that the fact that having assumed office and sworn to an oath of office, for goodness sake, the allegiance of the Governor Fubara, the allegiance of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will be primarily first to the Constitution and to the populace, the teeming populace that voted him into power. No longer to Wike. If you are my father and you married for me, do you have a right to come and sleep with my wife for me? For goodness sake, allow the state to be at peace. That's an interesting angle
to the story. But let me say this: just from listening to you, and from knowing that you were a special advisor to Mr. Wike, and therefore there must have been some closeness in the relationship, maybe professional, but maybe beyond professional. I mean, one gets the impression from listening to you that consensus is not Minister Wike's style.
Former governor of Rivers State, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory will aim to get anything that he wants. And from my relationship with him, look, let me tell you, for as long as I served him, I gave him my heart. And I always give him kudos. He knows how to get what he wants. He knows how to get what he wants. And I'm not in this studio to undermine him. I'm not in this studio to insult him. But to the extent that it's causing Rivers State now to turn upside down. How can you be saying that commissioners that resigned voluntarily should not be represented to the House of Assembly? And as far as I'm concerned, if those commissioners, if they have morality, if they have morals, they will never venture to do that. Some said, oh, for family reasons. So the family reasons within 2 weeks are now over. Some said, because of their work and the rest of. So those challenges, those reasons that orchestrated your resignation are suddenly over. If they come back If I'm in their position, I'll never come back by the mercies of God. So for goodness sake, the most important thing is, it's not about one man. For example, you are talking about structure. What structure? Only God owns a structure. This same structure, past Governor Peter Odili, had that structure and handed over to past Governor Rotimi Amechi. And Rotimi Amechi passed it on, whether directly or indirectly, to Celestine Omeha. Celestine Omeha handed over to Governor Wike. So where are you talking about this structure? Only God owns, only God can be consistent.
Okay.
Under the watch of Governor Nyesom, I'm coming. Under the watch of Governor Wike, there were local government caretakers. Now you are stampeding a man and saying this will not be, and the rest of that. For goodness sake, Rivers State is bigger than the federal capital minister.
I want to thank you very much indeed. It's really been illuminating talking with you. Chris Itamunola is the lawyer, and he was a former special advisor on inter-party affairs and labor relations to former Governor Nyesom Wike, who was talking to me there from Port Harcourt.